She's like, Bulwatfe, where are you? I'm like, I'm just leaving. That I lost track of time. And she's like, you're in big trouble. I just there thinking in my head, what will I say? What will I say? What will I say? Anyways, I'm like, well, let me go home. I'll face whatever it is I'm supposed to face at home. Then I got home. I entered the house. We had some of our family friends in the house that were having a sleepover, and then my mom asked me where was I coming from. I'm like, what did you send me to? I'm coming from the tutorial or from the private lesson that you paid for. She's like, let's go. Hey guys, what's up? How are you doing today? Okay, my name is Pribo Dunke and this is my YouTube channel where I talk about natural hair, my journey to financial freedom, and a little bit of my lifestyle. Today is story time. It's not anything serious. Today's my story is story time, and I'm going to be talking and giving you gist about one day that my mother almost killed me. From the title, you did not read it wrong. She almost killed me that day, y'all. Okay, so this happened in 2012. I was in SS2. I was in SS2 basically, and I was preparing for GCE at that time. So I had like a private tutorial session thing going on back then, and it was with some of my friends and all of that. But prior to this day, it was October 2012, if I remember correctly. So a friend of mine was having a birthday, an older friend of mine, and he gave me an IV and invited me to the birthday. But in secondary school, I was kind of like a rebellious child. That's the right word. Yes, I was. And of course I didn't tell my parents I was going for any party and all of that. The tutorial that I usually attended at that time was usually on Friday and Saturdays. So I think, okay, it was a Saturday. Yes, it was a Saturday. The party was a Saturday, and I was supposed to go for tutorials, I think, or for private lesson. The private lesson was usually from I think 10 or 9 a.m. till 2 p.m. This party was supposed to start, I think, around 4 p.m. Okay, so I went for, I'm not really sure of the time right now. So I went for tutorials. I went for my lesson, my private lesson, and I know I left before time was like, I think I left before closing time, or if it was closing time, I can't really remember right now. But anyways, I went to, before or after lesson, I snuck out and went for this party, and it was in a club. I knew it was in a club, but to me it wasn't a big deal. I mean, I was going to have fun and all of that. So I went with one of my friends from school, and then we went for the party. Please, oh, it's not anything serious, but it was a friend of mine. I mean, the person that was celebrating the birthday invited a couple of my friends. My sister was invited as well, but she was lucky to not enter the casala that me I entered. So I went for this party. That day I was wearing a dress that was quite short, but because it was quite short, and at the point my dad didn't used to let us wear trousers around Ibadan or around the city or whatnot, so I had to wear a skirt under it. And I never liked wearing long skirts. I never liked wearing skirts below my knees. I used to wear things above my knees. So the dress I was wearing was quite short, and there was a skirt under that was also above my knee, but it was something quite moderate anyways. So I just, you know, left lesson, did like a big girl that I am, and I went to the club. And then I entered the club. Of course the music was good, everything was, you know, was grooving and dancing and enjoying my life, that I forgot that time had gone. So I spent how many hours now, I can't remember, but I got out of the club and everywhere was dark. Like, I didn't understand what was going on. Everywhere was dark, and my head, I was like, gosh. I checked my phone. I think my sister was trying to call me as I came out of the club, and she's like, Bulwatfe, where are you? I'm like, I'm just leaving. That I lost track of time, and she's like, you're in big trouble. I just there thinking in my head, what will I say? What will I say? What will I say? Anyways, I'm like, well, let me go home. I'll face whatever it is I'm supposed to face at home. Then I got home. I entered the house. We had some of our family friends in the house that were having a sleepover, and then my mom asked me where was I coming from. I'm like, where did you send me to? I'm coming from the tutorial or from the private lesson that you paid for. She's like, where are you coming from? I'm like, what do you mean by where am I coming from? My mom just slapped me. Bah. like, what's going on? What do you mean, where am I coming from? I went to lesson. You can call, because I already told my friends that if my mother should call you, just tell her that we were together or something held us. So you can call my friends, blah 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 blah. My mother just said I should follow her to her room. She brought bell. She first slapped me. I saw double, like stars, you know, slap that would just correct your head. It was a Saturday. Yeah, I remember it was a Saturday. Slap that would correct your head. Mother just brought out belt, started beating and flogging and wiping me. Gosh, for like 30 minutes, guys, I was chopping. I had scars all over my body because I remember the next day was a Sunday. But guys, honestly, I was quite rebellious in secondary school. I was quite rebellious to my parents, not every other person outside. Just thought I was a good child, but I was quite rebellious anyways. And my mother beat Shaggy. Like, my sister came, because my sister also went. This is me casting my sister. She also went for the party, but my sister was wise. Me, I was, you know, with the flow. I was dancing away my sorrow. I'd be dancing away. My sister left quite early. She left earlier than I did, so she got home in time and all of that. So I don't know, days after, and I spoke with my mom, like, how did you know that I went for this party or I went to the club? Apparently, when I was in front of the club before I entered, one of her friends saw me in front of the club and then called my mother. But what she told my mother was not even true, because she told my mother that, if you see what your daughter was wearing, she was wearing a very short dress. And mind you, I told you I was wearing a skirt under. I don't know what she thought. She had called my mom and said, oh, she saw her daughter in front of this club wearing this short dress, looking like a prostitute, blah blah blah. See, it was a lie. That was even it, because I asked my mother for years who this person was, but then I found out today because I had to ask my mother for permission to say this on camera before I would chop slap that will reset my brain. I'm just kidding, guys. But then that day was hell. For my sister had to apologize to me, and she was begging me, because I mean, we were invited for this party together. She went as well, but I got into trouble. I was the one that, you know, got all the beatings. That day was hell. The next day was church, and I had bruises all over my body. I had to wear long sleeves because I had lines, like belt lines on my body. So I just decided to, you know, let you guys know small gist from my life, and I'm just glad. I mean, is there any lesson? Maybe there isn't, but I don't know, that period or that experience just shaped my life in a different light. So many things do not freak me anymore. I think I did a lot of things in secondary school that I don't have pleasure in them anymore, and I think that's what happens also when you're in Christ. You don't so many things do not count like so much. I do not enjoy going to clubs right now anymore, not because of what happened, not because of the beating, no, but because I just do not enjoy it anymore. And what's the moral of the story? If you're in secondary school, or if you are still a young person, live your life actually, but be wise as well, because actually in that club party so many things happened that it was just God that just helped me, because anything could have happened to me. Anything could have happened to me, but it was Cain that I chopped. Yeah, so I hope you enjoyed this video. If you want me to make more of this type of videos, please leave it in the comment section. If you are new here, kindly subscribe to my channel, because I drop it hot, like Antosi will say. Anyway, so I'll see you in my next video, guys. Bye, I love you.